Anyway, so with that, it's time to watch these runners give it their all for their own pride and joy. Here we go. So, underway, and Patty finds 10 bombs in his own house. Meanwhile, Karkat picks up the burrito in the sanctuary.
Yeah, nothing of worth here for either of us, and it looks like Patty immediately going down to the dam area and then maybe checking out the mini Moldorm cave. He really doesn't have anything to kill those mini Moldorms with.
Yep. I think dam first is a strat I've seen before. It's just the idea that you might pick up some bombs and stuff here and then make the Kakariko trip easier. And that's a fire rod in the dam. Woo!
Oh, wow. That's a real early fire up. And we're getting some Flipperless Hoolihan from Karkat here.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 225 rupees all for the taking in the Chris Houlihan room. Or as you might call it, the bananas room for this one. Because that's who's on the tile right now.
And Patty does get his bombs from the dam, so he's heading right over to Sanctuary, grabbing his burrito, and then gonna make his way through the Lost Woods into Kakariko, probably.
So what do we think about a religious burrito?
Yeah, I mean, why not? You know, church trying to modernize itself, maybe.
Yeah, seems good. I know a lot of people would be more interested in going to church if there were burritos involved.
Maybe Taco Bells can open up in churches now.
Yeah. Taco church bells.
I like it.
There's an 8 bomb drop just off of a random enemy. Right, okay. So the cape is at the race game.
Oh man, what does early cape mean?
Does it mean early Aga?
Maybe.
Well, let's have a look at the Lumberjack cave and see. Nope, just a big 20 there.
Yep, not going to be too excited about that. Patty, though, going to be very excited about that 8 bomb drop that he got and the full magic refills out of the tree pole with that fire rod in hand already.
And thank you to Vigil18 for the subscription to this channel. There's that single arrow on that in the mushroom location.
Yep, gonna stay there forever.
Mm-hmm. All right, so 20 rupees on the library. And Patty heads into Kakariko Village. Both players entering from different sides at the same time. We're going to see what we can do. So Karkat's going to spend some money on bombs. Meanwhile, Patty has all the bombs he can stand. And
but no money.
But no money, exactly. There's a big love in the tavern. And a big love in Blind's Hut. Plus 50 rupees. Another 20. And the hook shot!
Oh, that's a good one.
There we go. Oh. Yes, I believe that is correct, Strack Attack. The religious burrito does have holy guacamole. There's half magic at the bottle vendor.
Oh, that's a good deal, I'd say. I'd pay $100 for that.
Oh, yeah. I pay $100 for any magic. I don't get to do that in real life.
Yeah, true.
There's the Ether Medallion.
Oh, some sick going on here with the runners.
And the Power Glove. And the Moon Pearl.
Oh, wow. Someone threw a lot into the well.
And the sink is back. All's well that ends in the well.
Apparently so. Paddy grabbing his half magic now and doing the rest of Kakariko, while Karkat will be picking up his hook shot.
And off we go. So, both players sort of trading places now. Paddy will be getting that heart container out of the back of the tavern. Meanwhile, Karkat might head north to the Lost Woods to check what's up there.
Yeah, sounds pretty reasonable. I guess Paddy might go down and check library in Drake's game, grab his cape, maybe make his way back over to the mini Moldome cave.
Yep, I could definitely see him getting the cape. I don't see him YOLOing the bomb. You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably not.
There's a certain threshold of, like, if I don't have... Oh, he's doing it.
Oh, okay.
Nice. But, like, there's a certain number of items that if I don't have one or two good items, I will just YOLO the bomb and just assume something's there.
Yeah.
Now, we would still need to find a sword to make Aghanim a thing.
Yeah, and probably a lamp too, even though it is possible with the fire rod.
Yeah. The logic, however, would not require that you have the fire rod to do so.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, Paddy going for the back of his cape, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have the whole... we do have the access to the Eastern Death Mountain, but it is still a sequence break at the moment.
Yeah, without the lamp, you're not... Or the flute, I guess, you're not supposed to get up there.
There's Big Heart, a key, and 50 rupees. Paddy will be foregoing the basement chest at the moment. Meanwhile, Karkat is just YOLOing straight for Death Mountain.
Yeah, I can see the attractiveness of it. I mean, he's well aware this is a sequence break, so whatever he finds up here, he's not really supposed to have yet, but we'll see if it pays off.
Yep. I mean, once he gets up here, since he's on the way up to Lumberjack Cave and all that anyway, it was about the closest possibility he had. Seemed pretty good.
Yeah, it's not a bad play.
All right, so Paddy's going into the mini Moldorm Cave. We have the hookshot. Hookshot's the best way to deal with these mini Moldorms. Not close.
Yeah, it's definitely the most relaxed way you can deal with this. They can still troll you, as we see on Paddy's side, but they die in one hit and they never get close to you.
Right. At least they're not going to knock you in the hole and actually kill you. There's the book. We got literacy and a shield. And a sword! And
all right. Equipment cave.
Sorry about that.
Alright, Paddy looks like he doesn't want to skip out on Ice Rod Cave while he's over here.
Yep, Ice Rod Cave is great.
Only a big 20 on top of Spectacle Rock. Let's see what's inside. Just a piece of heart.
That is a nice little tracker combo. The book and the sword and the shield all right next to each other.
Yeah, very true.
Right. So yeah, the Ice Rod Cave is one of my favorite locations because people will neglect to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
And so as sort of a novice runner, I like to pick this up and hope the other runner doesn't.
Yeah, and then you hope to find something real good in here.
And then Paddy will be going for what looks like the fake flipper play.
Yeah, with the Moon Pearl in hand, not a bad idea.
The only thing you can't do is Zora itself. Now, Karkat is in the Paradox Cave. We're going to get several items in here, one of which is a bottle containing green potion.
Yep, our first bottle of the game, so that makes a kid available. He might be hiding something. Though, to be fair, it is, as you mentioned earlier, a sequence break right now, so we'll see what comes of it.
There's 300 rupees on the Lake Hylia Island just kind of taunting Patty. And the mirror in Paradox Cave. And the blue mail. We got the banana hat going on.
Yep, a nice little mail upgrade. Karkat going for the bomb jump here.
Yep, it's a nice bomb jump. It's one of the few bomb jumps where you don't have to move after you place the bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, Patty was fine this time.
Yep, nicely done. That's an easy way to soft lock yourself there.
Yeah. One thing is, I don't think it's possible to soft lock yourself if you're facing right. And
yeah,
so if you can avoid facing downward, you can avoid that. But you never know. Alright, so Patty will now be heading to the Waterfall of Wishing Cave. You want to dodge those fireballs, because of course taking any damage in the fake flipper state will kill you. Just 20 rupees at the end of Spiral Cave, so that's going to do it for the majority of It's going to do it for the majority of Death Mountain. He could have gone into Hera if he wanted to, but without a sword, that's a losing proposition.
Yeah, all he has is bombs right now, really, so...
Yeah, now... Yeah, I think Desert I saw was the red pendant?
I'm not quite sure. I totally missed out on that map check.
That's like the one thing I remember about the map check, and it looks like Eastern and Hera are already marked as crystals, so it was like... I think I remember the red pendant. So, yeah, so both of these runners are actually already eliminated from the tournament, but they were paired against each other this week, and it's, you know, they have the right and the privilege to do this run, so we're letting them do it. And I think it's pretty good sportsmanship on their part, to be honest.
Yeah, I for one am very happy that these guys decided to still run their match. I mean, why not? You could just drop out of the tournament and call it a day, but these guys said, nope, I don't want to go out like that. I want to do all my matches.
Alright, so now Patty is making the play into Eastern Palace. So, for the person who is asking, when do you go into Eastern, the answer is now.
Yep, 13 and a half minutes in. Always. No, don't listen to me. Obviously.
100%. If there's one thing we've learned from this, it's don't listen to Herfy Durfy.
Exactly.
All right.
Karkat also doesn't want to miss out on Ice Red Cave. We already know it's nothing too great to write home about, but better safe than sorry on these single spots.
Yep, and if he decides to go to Zora area, he will also be disappointed and not have enough to do Zora himself.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Eastern burrito.
Yeah, so far Eastern hasn't really paid out yet. 10 arrows, not exactly what you're hoping for there.
And at this point, Patty is heading into a sequence break. You need the lamp, technically, to proceed through here via the logic. Because there are just a few dark rooms here in Eastern Palace.
Yeah, so far both of our runners really not afraid of any kind of sequence breaks. Karkat now fake flipper and up to hobo.
Yep. In the older version of the logic, they gave you the free light cone in the light world. So the things like Eastern Palace would always be lit, even if you didn't have the lamp, which would make the lamp be able to be in much weirder locations. And Patty has the unfortunate distinction of having to walk out of Eastern.
Yeah, decides not to death warp or anything, just walks right back to the entrance.
Yep. Now, if he had sequence broken to Death Mountain, he would have the mirror now. That would make things faster.
Oh, did he leave this chest? Apparently. He's not happy about that.
Oh boy. So apparently Patty went for the go into Eastern first gamble.
Yeah, now gonna go with the escape route.
Yeah. So nobody has seen the front of Escape.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think anybody's done the Uncle's Tunnel either, so...
Oh, that's a very good point.
Yeah, and this is something that a lot of runners will go to very first, so... There you go. And there's the lamp with the uncle.
Well, if anything, this is Screaming Aga 1 to me now.
Yeah. There's the silvers.
Oh, wow.
So silver arrows also available this early on. And of course, when you find the silvers, that means the bow's not going to be until like Trinex.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, only need that bow.
So the lamp at Uncle means that Karkat's not really doing a sequence break here, and there's the Cane of Samaria!
Oh, wow. That's an unexpected item this early on.
I believe that you'll see that it is in fact required to be Cane. And here we go. So the Cane of Samaria in the Tower of Hera, which is where you want to see the cane. You know, in a crystal dungeon you're already going to complete.
Yeah, one less item that has the potential to troll you a whole lot.
Now, the thing that's screaming Aga right now is lack of hammer.
Yeah, if they manage to find the hammer somewhere, they can avoid Aga, but until they do, or the Titansmiths, I suppose.
Right. But even then, they'd need flippers or hammer to get to the east side of Dark World.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Karkat getting trolled by our old friend Trolldorm here.
Yep. Alright, so just 10 arrows down in the dungeon chest there, and Patty's going to pull out of the escape. He may go down to the the basement chest. We'll see, or the dark escape chest.
Yeah, it looks like that's his plan.
Yeah, he didn't have a really convenient way to death warp. What with all those hearts, and he still doesn't have the mirror. So there you go. So Karkat grabs that first crystal off of Moldarm.
Yep, goes right back in. Is still missing an item apparently, so basement, here we come.
People are never going to let me live down the Mothula Moldorm thing, are they? It's
Well,
never going to happen.
nope, it's just forever now. Better start living with it.
All right, I'll deal with it. And not a whole lot of anything in that dark escape chest.
Nope, nothing at all.
Karkat does have the fire rod. It's not shown on the tracker, but it is there. So yeah, if he didn't have the fire rod, this was going to be a gigantic waste of time.
Yeah, he will be very mad about that once he gets in there, but he does indeed have the fire rod.
Yeah, I do imagine that Patty does have the cape as well. I saw that. I remember him going through the maze.
Just 3 bombs down there, so still kind of a waste of time.
Yep. So Patty could make up some time by, just skipping that.
Yeah, will he though?
Who knows?
He is on his way to Death Mountain now finally though, so he'll be picking up his mirror eventually.
Yep. And potentially that Cane of Samaria if he decides to go right into Hera.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Trackers are the true heroes.
The unsung heroes.
They're sitting there doing all the work and nobody's paying attention to them, except when they make a mistake. That's like the worst.
Yeah, never get to say a word.
Patty just getting rock blocked.
Oh man. Every squirrel in his way.
I really got to finish those lyrics. I really do.
So we're getting the desert play from Karkat here.
Yep. The book in the mini Moldorm cave can lead you over here.
So if this does not yield a glove upgrade or the hammer, it'll be Aga 1, I believe.
Yeah. He may also want to check Agina's cave while he's here.
Mm-hmm.
Which is that wonderful cave that everybody forgets to do. Or decides not to do on purpose.
Yeah, it's basically a second ice rod cave. Those 2 caves really have the worst rap in Rando.
Alright, so we got a small key in the chest. The easily accessible chest here in Desert. We'll see if there's a big key over here or not. Yep. So we do not have a Boots Lock Desert.
That's
but
a good start.
There could be a good item on the torch, which would make that Boots locked.
Alright, we got a blue EG. Also picking up the mirror now is Patty.
Luigi time. That's just a compass on the torch. So unless the Ganon's Tower big key is on the torch, we will not be seeing a Boots required seed. There's the Master Sword inside the big chest in Desert.
Alright, that's a nice find, but not quite skipping Aga yet.
Yep.
Alright, and Karkat's still missing an item here. So he decides to finish it off despite it being the red pendant.
Mm-hmm. I am very much not a fan of those dead rocks.
Yeah, they seem to be especially Riley today.
Yep. We may have to ask Patty if he's made friends with the dead rocks yet.
We're possibly also going to get a tablet check here. I'm not sure if Karkat read it earlier.
Well, yeah, I don't know if he read it. I know he couldn't actually get it because he just now picked up the Master Sword.
Yeah, that is true.
But you could at least tell what's there. Alright, Karkat firing some fire rod shots at Landmolas. Takes him out. Half magic is great. And the hammer is there
Okay.
at Landmolas, which means farewell to Aga 1. Aga 1 has been avoided.
No more Aga 1.
But you know what that is, though? It was a required pendant dungeon.
Absolutely required until the very end.
You have to go get that pendant. Patty picks up that cane of Samaria. And Karkat will be blowing a hole in a wall to see what's hidden away. Just big love.
Not the worst, but no progression. But at least it's out of the way and you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Alright, so where's Karkat headed now? This is a little confusing.
Yeah, maybe he does want to check that tablet. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, tablet could be a thing.
I guess the east side of Death Mountain up top? But he was there already, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's been to East Death Mountain.
I guess Spiral... No, he's been through Spiral Cave too.
Spike Cave could be a thing. Yeah, he could be checking Spike Cave and that, and the tablet. You might want to check the floating island. Might want to check. Well, no, he can't check Turtle Rock. He needs the freaking Titan's mitts. Yeah, just big 20 on that tablet. I guess Spike Cave.
Yeah, that's the next best thing here.
Yeah, with the hammer, Spike Cave is the thing, and that's, you know, that. I think I can get behind this play. I mean, there's a lot more plays you could make right now with potentially higher value, but if you're looking to make a crazy gamble to potentially get you in the lead, this is the way to do it.
Yeah, this is probably not on Patty's mind at all right now.
You did get that cape real early, and it's the
magic.
bloomerang.
Ah.
All right.
Looks like Karkat is now on his way down to the escape.
Is he not going to the uncle's tunnel? Okay.
Oh, he just remembered. Must have heard you.
There we go. Oh, gets 80 rupees off of the tree pull. I think that was like tier 2. Well, Aga himself couldn't have the bow, but the pyramid beyond him could. But you could, you can get there through other means.
Yeah, you're still with the hammer in town now. You basically have everything open to you.
Yeah, there's no real reason behind pedestal pull here. They have the book, so they'll probably do an informed pedestal pull if they do one. Though with them having to have gotten the red pendant already, and basically their only good access being the back door of Skull Woods area, I might go check the pedestal pretty soon.
I think a pedestal check is never a bad idea. At least you know what you're up to and what you have or don't have to do.
Yep.
Alright, so now Patty is making the desert play. Gonna be grabbing his hammer after searching every chest available to him in here first.
Yep.
Karkat's probably going to be disappointed with his finds in here. We've seen that from Patty earlier. Really nothing of value at all.
Yep. At least if he wants to go for the dark escape chest, he can mirror out. And it'll be a little faster than saving and quitting.
He definitely has that advantage over him. That is true.
So pretty soon, we may be able to get a... I imagine one of these runners will be heading into the Dark World pretty soon. We'll be able to get some information on what the crystals and pendants are. Alright, so Karkat starting from Sank. I imagine that means... Well, I don't think he's done the back of escape either. Yeah, so that's what he's doing.
Yeah, that's his first stop, but I guess you were going to say he's going to go to the Kakariko portal.
Yeah, that'll probably be the next stop. Unless he decides to, save and quit out of here and go to, like, Link's house. So if you go to Link's house, you're probably thinking, I'm going to do Hype Cave. I'm going to go Pod.
Maybe check the pyramid, and maybe go up to the Quakefish even if they feel like it.
Yep. So Karkash is taking the back road into the dark escape chest. Now, luckily with the lamp, this is not an issue.
No, this shouldn't be a problem at all. And it saves a little bit of time. It's not really that bad, but you can get it out of the way in one thing and then just go.
Alright, so Patty is going to finish out Desert, so he's going to pick up that hammer. I imagine... So the dark escape rooms there, those are... I would say getting to that chest is a little more difficult in the dark from the back than it is from the front. Mainly because you have to kill that rat and pick up the key.
Mm-hmm.
But it's doable.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of runners do it, but yeah, I think I agree with what you say. It's definitely a lot harder in the dark from the back.
Yeah. Alright, so Patty heading over to light some torches. Meanwhile, Karkat will be heading to the Dark World via the Kakariko portal the long way. Now, because he's heading the long way, he's going so close to this pedestal check, I might check pedestal here. Or I might go to Skull Woods and check it after I've been through there.
Yep, looks like he's making his way straight to the Dark World. Paddy finally grabbing his hammer, gonna be happy about that one. And let's see where he decides to use it first.
Alright, so Karkat is going down into the village of outcasts. We've got the Aladdin reference going on in the chat. He's got a sword. We've all got swords. Anyway. Off we go. So that was a real quick crystal check, and I didn't see it.
All I caught was Crystal 5 is in Thieves Town, and Meyer is the green pendant.
Interesting. That means the flute may not even happen.
Yeah, potentially. They never have to go visit the Meyer area, though. We'll see.
If they don't get the flute, I won't get to serenade them.
Oh, there's the Titansmiths in Hype Cave.
All right. So the Titansmiths in Hype Cave, that's the only real thing of any consequence there. But, you know, that's enough to make it a Hype Cave.
Definitely.
All right, so we got a lot more information there. Looked like Turtle Rock was the other pendant.
It was, and Karkat just picked up the bow in Thieves Town. Jesus, what is happening?
So, I guess the seed generator decided to be generous to these runners.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, usually I'd be happy about these pendants, but with the way some of that stuff has been going, you know, hammer at red pendant land molars.
Yeah. And, wow, yeah, 5 and 6 are Thieves Town and Skull Woods.
Oh wow, that is really close together.
Yeah, so the pendant crystal formation's pretty interesting. So this gives us the occasion to sort of look through and see what we can find as far as the pedestal hype index goes. It's super dead. Flippers. Flippers. Flippers and maybe boots for GT. That's about it. So I know, Herfy, your enjoyment goes up as the pedestal hype index goes down. So there you go.
Yep, you got that right. Oh, that makes me sound so mean, but it's true. Alright, we're getting the slow hammer packs here from Patty with the frog and Tao.
Yeah, you hate to see that. It's a shame.
Yeah, and the frog always looks so judgy to me, like he's just judging you for being so slow.
Yep. That's what he does. It's like we can't even have required medallions on the pedestal because both of the medallion dungeons are pendants.
Mm-hmm. There's not really a lot that can be on there anymore, as you said.
Yep. This is one of those rare seeds where the Cane of Samaria might not be required, but they already have it.
Isn't it always like that? Whenever you don't really need it, you'll find it real early.
Interestingly enough, Patty just leaving the purple chest behind.
Yeah, maybe doesn't want to deal with that right now. Maybe wants to dip into Thieves Town first.
I mean, that makes sense. Alright, so Karkat deals with the first two phases of Ganon. I mean, not Ganon. Blind. Blind Ganon, they look the same. They're both
Yeah, close
large.
enough.
They're both large and have ugly faces. Yep.
Ganon dead. And that's it, guys. See you next week.
Yeah, so here's the problem. Blind and Ganon both have 5 letters in their name, so I'm going to confuse them. Just like Mothula and Moldorm having 7 letters.
Is that the only requirement for you to confuse names?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm also going to confuse Armos and Ganon.
Armos and Ganon, man, that's going to be a hard one to get out of, though. They look nothing alike.
What are you talking about? They're both blue.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So anyway,
Yeah.
on that note, Patty's picking up the bow.
Karkat just finishing up his cleanup here of the village of outcasts. Nothing we haven't seen already. Probably gonna go down here to the digging game, I'm thinking.
Yep. So digging time. How many digs you think it'll be? There's not an official game for this one, but put your guesses in for digs.
I think we saw on Patty's side, but I didn't count them. It wasn't very many. Like 6? Oh, 5.
5
Damn it.
digs. Did I just see an Ace Ventura reference in the chat? All right.
Karkat grabbing his trapped fairy in a bottle.
Yep. Yeah, 30 digs isn't like the easiest thing to finish in time, but you have a few. It takes a little less than a second to do a dig, so you have a little leeway.
Yeah, I believe I read somewhere, or someone said a while ago, that you have time for 36 or 39 digs in total.
Yeah. And if you accidentally mess up and dig one more time, dig in the spot you've already dug, that'll take away some of that time, but you can get 30 being fairly unskilled at it.
It's definitely doable.
Yep.
So Karkat about to pick up his Titan Smiths while Petty is just finishing out Thieves Town here for the crystal. I'm kinda surprised that neither of the runners have decided to do the Skull Woods parts yet, because they've had Fire Rod already.
And it is version 26, so
Yeah, that
there's
too.
that.
And they also have the Bumper Cave available to them with their early cave, so, you know.
Oh, you know where I'm going if I'm Karkat. I'm going to the Mullet Mansion over here.
Yeah, absolutely. With bow and hammer and the lamb, you got everything you need.
Get into Palace of Darkness.
Maybe check the pyramid beforehand.
If you really want to, you might check Catfish, but you might save that for later.
Yeah, probably. I think Patty is having some interesting things happening here.
Yep, Patty doing the little blind color glitch. Issue with that being it takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, as you saw, it kind of freezes up the little light thingy there so you can't see anything, and then it comes back all weird like this.
This is a blind I will not confuse with Ganon.
Oh no.
I just want you to see. Look how many hearts Patty has.
Yeah, it's crazy. They're 45 minutes in and he's already at 14. Looks like he wants to go check out Bumper Cave and then maybe dip into Skull Woods. Interesting.
Yep. Or just go to Skullwoods first.
Or just go into Skull Woods right away. I
Yep.
like this because it also gives him early Pyramid Fairy access.
Mm-hmm. That and we can always get that pedestal check.
Yep, don't want to forget about that.
Like, you know, like you said, as a runner, you don't want to see a pedestal seed, but you do want to see a pedestal seed if you're the first one to check it.
Yeah, that's true. Sadly, you can never be sure if you were actually the first one to check it.
The only way to be sure is to always make a beeline for the pedestal the second you pick up the book.
Yes, just how you should go to Eastern Palace at 13 minutes and 30 seconds every time.
Correct. 100%. We are professional randoers here.
Yes, we know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Pay no attention to the fact that I'm 0-4 in the secondary tourney.
I'm 1-3, so I got one win, okay?
I got better. That's what I was happy about.
Yeah, and that's all that matters, really. Oh, Patty.
What? How? How did that happen?
I'm not sure.
I thought he was slashing it and getting rid of it.
Yeah, I guess the slash must have moved him forward enough to end up in its hitbox or something.
Ooh,
weird.
shovel! The
Oh,
shovel in Skull Woods here.
And there's the ice rod, just because we might not need Trinix today.
Wow. So ice rod in pod. And Patty's gonna burn a hole in the Skull Woods entrance and head on in.
Yep, gonna beeline straight for the Mothula fight with half magic and the fire rod in hand. And still more than 10 of his 14 hearts left. He should be in pretty good shape.
You guys just put King Knight's theme in my head. So I was just sitting here like, Shovel Knight. I remember that game had good music, and then now it's all in my head.
Oh, Pandy needs to be a little bit careful here. Missing one key from that Gibdo.
Yep. I mean, I'd be tempted to just unload a single fire rod shot and get rid of it.
Yeah,
but
looks like
he's trying to save some of that for Mothula himself.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good fire rod shots.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good so far. Oh, there
Yep.
we go.
Nice. I think only one of those fire rod shots didn't count. And off we go.
Sadly, only the compass for him, so he might want to go back in here.
I didn't see if there was a second item. I know we saw the shovel.
Yeah, and I think that's all we saw. I'm not 100% sure.
But we're going to see. Well, first he's going to go inside and check this chest, which I guess. If I had to guess, I think it's the big key.
Probably, yeah.
Which means he would use that to get the big chest open. But he might also check the pedestal while he's at it.
Yeah, since he's already here, probably not a bad idea just to have that information.
Yep.
At this point,
it's pedestal time.
I just saw the flippers in Karkat's inventory, so this really can't be
boy.
anything anymore.
No matter what you do, red returns to you.
Just another boomerang.
It's the red boomerang. Water those. Ow. Ow. So the flipper's in pod, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Well then, we have 95.4% go mode.
It certainly looks like it. The only thing that could mess us up still are the boots.
Yep. So 95.4% based on the fact that you require that there is one of the 22 possible locations for the big key that could require the boots. That's it. There's 100 rupees there in the big chest in Skullwoods.
Yeah, not really worth all the trouble, but good to know anyways.
Yep. So what if, say, the shovel turns into the boots, or Fat Fairy has the boots, or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's 300 rupees on the bumper cave, so we're just going to leave that hanging.
You know what I just realized? Unless they do need the boots, there's a good chance we're not going to see a swag dug this seed.
Yep. I wrote a song for them. Well, too bad. They're not going to get it.
Not at this rate.
Yeah. I agree. Master Sword Ganon is worse than Silverless Ganon. And the sad thing is, I wrote these lyrics specifically for this match, so they're not going to be good for any other match. Oh well.
The world might never hear it.
Womp womp.
Alright, there's an arrow upgrade from Helmasaur King and another crystal for Karkat. Pod having a few interesting items, but really the most important out of them were the flippers.
All right. So Karkat's now heading into Eastern Palace. This will be a pretty quick clear, I guess. So if you're Karkat, do you play like you're in go mode?
Yeah, probably. I mean, the chances are pretty high that you won't need the boots, and if you do need the boots, then you just gotta hope that your opponent made the same gamble.
Yeah, seems pretty good. Good enough mode. I like it.
I think rather than the boots, I'd probably still be looking for a sword upgrade. That's what I'd want to have. Was Patty doing Eastern first? Looks like it.
Yeah, it'll be a pretty short clear for him because he's cleared out most of it already.
Yeah, he can just go straight to the boss, which Karkat, by the looks of it, is also doing probably, but we'll see.
Well, he did go to the side and check the like compass chest, so
Yeah, he was looking for the big
yeah, he
key still,
needed
though.
the big key, right? I forget you need the big key most of the time.
Yeah, there's a couple dungeons where thankfully you don't, but for most of them.
Yeah, you don't need it for Swamp, you don't need it for Skull Woods, you mostly don't need it for ice,
Mm-hmm.
assuming you know how to do the Ice Palace bomb jump, which is like the first thing I learned how to do when I started playing Rendo.
Yeah, it's probably one of the more, if not the most important bomb jump you can learn. Alright, both are runners here in EP, basically neck and neck. Karkat just a room or two ahead.
Is somebody typing LaTeX into the chat? Yep, just a compass at Armos.
Oh, Patty barely missing here, but no big deal. Grabs his crystal just as Karkat's crystal animation finishes.
Oh, I'm not judging you. That's half of what I do for classes and research and all that mess.
Okay, Patty going right back into pond and gonna finish that up. He'll be grabbing his flippers and his ice rod, I think. I don't remember anything else important out of here. Oh, I think a fire shield was in there somewhere. On Karkat's side.
Ooh. I like me a fire shield.
Yeah, you can never really go wrong with a fire shield. It's like, it's a good balance between what you get from the riot shield and the kind of uselessness of the first shield that you find. The only thing you ever really need the Fisher Price shield for is for blocking that one spear that guy at Swan throws.
Yeah, or like I think you can use it to avoid dying during fake flippers as you're going toward Hobo.
Yeah, that's another good use. That's true.
So Karkat heading into Swamp. This will be a very quick clear as well. I imagine he'll check a few chests along the way, the ones that are really on the way, and probably nothing else. So the one that's in the waterfall room, probably for sure that one. and then he might check the ones south of there, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I think he might only be checking the one in the waterfall room. At this point, really, another sword would be nice, but it would be more like a bonus and not something they really go out of their way looking for.
All right, so Patty picks up that ice rod, and gonna head and get the flippers pretty soon. All right, so Karkat heading downstairs. So for those of you who've never played this or played the randomizer, some people might be asking, why do you push that statue onto the button in Swamp when you have the Cane of Samaria? Sorry about that.
No, the big key can never be in the big chest, since you need the big key to open the big chest.
Right.
That goes for any dungeon, not just for Swamp.
So the reason you don't do that is because the block will disappear. Yes. I was hoping that that my co-commentator might explain the answer there, but I guess
I'm so sorry, Dr. Bob.
I guess I didn't phrase it as a question toward you. Sorry.
I also kind of zoned out there for a second, so I totally didn't realize even what you were really talking about.
Am I still coming through decently?
Yes.
I tried to move the mic away from my mouth because apparently we're having issues with breathing.
No, I can hear you just fine.
Alright, so Patty picks up that big key.
Yep, and Karkat finishing up Swamp. Gonna head straight over to Ice Palace, it looks like.
So there's a very nice drop from Argus.
Oh, he got his tempered sword. Is that what Argus dropped?
Mm-hmm.
That is a very nice find. Perfectly on the way, as we were saying earlier.
We are in 95.4% go mode.
Yes, and Karkat is treating it as such, just working his way through all the dungeons as quickly as he can. Gonna save Skull Whoops for last. I guess the routing just kind of worked out like that, not really a deliberate choice on his part. At least not for any specific reason.
Alright, so Karkat gonna quickly head through Ice Palace. Yeah, I guess it technically rounds to 95.5% go mode.
Yeah, close enough.
95.45% go mode. That's better. No, I've actually calculated this several times, so I just memorized it.
Beep boop.
I'm not a robot. I don't know what you're talking about.
I have calculated this several times.
Nice little bomb jump there. Almost looked like he wasn't going to get there, but he got it at the last second.
Yep, barely makes it over, but no problem here at all. And as you said earlier, it's going to be a very quick Ice Palace from Karkat.
Yeah. I believe there has been some significant effort put into the Ganon's Tower logic to make sure that every chest is equally likely to contain the big key, or every location. We may have to ask, an actual developer.
I suppose if Karkat wants to do a post-game interview, we could be asking him, but I'm pretty sure you're right.
Yeah, so Karkat heading downstairs to Cold Stare.
Yep, half magic, gonna have a full magic bar here. Also still has that green goo he picked up as his first bottle earlier on, so no problem at all should we have here.
Mm-hmm. So Patty is now heading down towards Swamp, assuming he picked up those flippers somewhere in desert. Yeah, I mean, not desert, pod. I know words.
Yep, he sure did.
And Karkat finishing off Cold Stare.
Oh, grabs a small key from Cold Stare. That usually means if you can't do the IP bomb jump, Cane of Samaria might be required here, depending on where you use your small keys. Alright, now Karkat is off to his last crystal dungeon. Still no way to really make the overworld traversal any faster. No boots, no flute. Just a hookshot, really.
All right, so Patty heading into Swamp. Gonna finish that one off. Meanwhile, Karkat is heading into Skull Woods. Skull Woods will be the last crystal for Karkat.
Patty is grabbing bombos here in the chest that Karkat skipped. I'm wondering, does Patty realize he is in Go mode already? Or is he just looking for that sword upgrade and chests that are sort of on the way, but sort of not?
He could be.
Well, for his sake, I hope he doesn't waste too much time on that. The bombos maybe saves him a tiny amount of time. Well, I don't even know if it really saves any time on Cold Stare. It does kill the little ice shell immediately in one shot, but the whole casting animation and stuff.
All right. Karkat just gonna make a beeline for Mothula.
Yeah, has absolutely nothing else he needs. Is gonna hope for that good chance of boots not needed in Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, so the beeline for Mothula is better than the moth line for Mothula.
Ah, come on.
I know. And off Karkat goes. This should be a pretty quick fight. The Tempered Sword makes Mothula very easy. Assuming you can actually hit it with the Tempered Sword and not the sword beams.
Yeah, looks good. There we go. No problem with this last crystal there.
Patty checking a few more chests than Karkat did.
Yeah, just some
And
ones.
ladies and gentlemen, that is Karkat's 7th crystal. So it's time to the Big Key Guessing Game. Everybody get your big key guesses into which location you believe the big key lies. So if I recall correctly, Herfy Durfy, you are an 8-man.
That is very true. And I think I got it in before anyone else did, so...
Now, I like to use Bob's chest. However, since it doesn't recognize specific locations, I go with 14, which is Bob's chest on the normal route.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, if it turns out to be the usual 3, then we may have a much longer seed on our hands.
Yes, if the boots are indeed still required, we might be waiting a little bit. Alright, Petty gonna grab his sword upgrade. He's probably not gonna be too happy about that, mostly because he checked so many chests to look for one, and he just gets it here on the boss, but at least he can now completely go mode Ice Palace without any trouble.
Right. So you think there's any chance Karkat heads to the left first just to make sure the big key's not there?
Nah, I think he'll just do the 2 right chests and then maybe decide from there.
So Patty going to be making his way toward Ice Palace. That'll be a pretty quick dungeon. And Karkat heads into Ganon. There's a bee in a bottle. A small key.
Oh, and he is going the standard route, not deciding to pursue that small key to the right any further.
Small key on the torch. Bob lives and go mode officially achieved.
Yes, official go mode at 1 hour 14 minutes if you want to be a stickler about it.
Yeah. Now this room with the hookshot blocks is less fun to do when you don't have the boots.
I agree.
All right, so nothing in the first 7 locations.
Here comes my chest.
It's firebar time.
I feel like it's never in here. I think I've only ever seen it in here once.
How about some bombs?
Boo.
Yeah, so apparently, yeah, the stun prize is a fairy.
Oh, that's a very nice stun prize to have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not that either of our runners were ever really in danger of dying from what I remember.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever even seen any intentional death warps this seed.
I feel like this is a seed I might actually get sub 2 on.
Yeah, it was indeed very nice to these guys. It just came down to slightly different routing choices.
And off we head to the rando room. So called because the rando room is only seen in Randomizer.
Hmm.
And that was chest number 13.
Still no big key in sight.
So we move on to Bob's chest.
Yep, here comes your guess.
Mm-hmm. Karkat forced to take a trip to the petting zoo on account of having no boots.
Yep, can't bonk past that teleporter tile.
He's going to have to do either a bomb jump or he's going to light the torch so he can see the tiles.
Yeah, I like this. Doing it the vanilla way. Oh no.
And get wrecked in the process.
Get trolled by a beetle. Getting his just revenge right away. Let's hope he can make it over there this time.
Whew. Narrowly avoiding a fall there. And we head to Bob. Bob is so called because look at that guy. He's a little weird for an anti-fairy.
There he goes. Off into freedom. Meanwhile, Patty making short work here of Cold Stare picking up his last crystal soon. And that's Ice almost done for. Oh man. Is it really happening?
Ooh, the right side play.
So if Paddy does decide to go right side here immediately, he can make up quite a bit of time.
All right. So let's see what this sounds like, and we will head down into the right side.
Yep, gonna be checking our last 4 chests here before we will have to go look for the big key in the old tile room.
Oh my goodness!
There we go.
Guys, very late.
Extremely late.
So you know what Patty just found? Butter.
Oh, very nice.
So Patty just found the butter sword in the Super Bunny Cave. That's what that's called.
Yeah, interesting that he's still checking chests, but it's definitely paid off for him. I mean, if he does go right side now, he might make up some time. And then he can still make up some time on the Ganon fight with the butter sword. It's definitely not as huge of a difference as Master Sword and Tempered Sword are, but it's still a good way to catch up a little bit here.
Yeah, a little bit. If Patty makes the right side gamble, we will have ourselves a race that's, one mistake apart.
Oh, but he goes back up.
No right side gamble today.
So we're gonna see the whole left side from Patty before he also decides to go check out the right side and find it in the last 4 chests before the tile room.
All right. So that's just what happens. And Karkat's heading through the gauntlet.
I'm making short work here.
All right, here we go. So on to Land Mullahs 2. Not bothering. Oh, we don't even have powder. What am I talking about?
Oh, misses the second one barely and then gets knocked away by a fireball. Needs to be a little careful about his health now, but I think he's still got that fairy, so he's probably not too worried.
Yeah, I think we're okay. So now Karkat's entering some of my favorite rooms in the game.
Yeah, these wizard rooms are always a joy to watch, and to think that the cane wasn't even needed this seed, definitely want to have it for those rooms.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so Karkat missing with one of the projectiles in the second Wizrobe room, but finishes it off with another quick Cane of Samaria. Getting trolled on the bridge here a bit. Has only 2 health left.
Yeah, definitely wants to be careful here. I mean, that fairy's still in play, but you don't want to waste anything.
Yeah, he's also still got to kill some of those mini Helmosaurs to get that extra key. So there's some danger up ahead. Oh, and someone just made the point. Because that key was on the right side, the Cane of Samaria was in fact required. When it might not have been due to the dungeons that were available.
Oh, yeah, true. See, that's why we don't listen to me. Oh, Karkat didn't get the key.
You need to go back and kill a thing.
Oh, we'll be seeing him come back to this room in a second.
On the Karkat backtrack.
Oh, he might find the key in here, I guess.
That's a possibility.
We're very lucky for him. Oh, he realizes. Doesn't even open the chest.
And back around. Ooh, getting trolled by the big trap.
Alright, now checking some chests here, maybe hoping for a refill from a heart piece or something.
Yeah, get enough heart pieces, that'll refill you. I don't know if we've seen Sankheart yet.
I'm not sure, but I don't think so. Alright, here's Troll Dorm 2. Let's hope he's a little less trolly than the first one was for Karkat. Yeah, looks good.
If that's a legitimate question, Sankheart is the heart that's in the sanctuary, which actually does refill your hearts.
Yeah, none of the other full heart containers refill your hearts fully. Oh, and I think Patty is making the right side gamble before Ice Armos. He went up to the big chest, and now, oh, he's making the tile room gamble.
Ooh. Interesting. So, Karkat beginning the Aghanim 2 fight.
Who gets blue balls?
Karkat down to 1 heart. There is a fairy involved here, but... Ooh, a triple shot! And down goes Aghanim 2.
Very nicely done.
Alright, so Patty will be shortly picking up that big key.
Yeah, needs to watch out now. Can't really do Cane of Samaria anymore. Needs to time his bombs correctly.
There we go. Meanwhile...
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to talk about Karkat doing the thing.
Doing the thing.
We are on to phase 2 of the Ganon fight. You're going to need 12 slashes or 6 spins or some combination thereof to destroy Ganon's first 2 phases with the Tempered Sword.
Uh-oh, and now Paddy really needs to hope that he finds a small key here on the way, because he went up here with the 0 of them as far as I can see.
Oh no. That's going to be unfortunate. Alright, Karkat finishing off phase 4. Did we find the arrows in the light world? You bet we did, and here comes 2 arrows to Ganon's face, followed by a torch lighting. So the torch glitch acquired. This should be another double, and that will finish off Ganon.
Very nicely done. GG to Karkat, and congrats on the win. Doing the whole Ganon fight with only 1 heart.
Wow. 0 damage. I think cape strats were used at one point, but hey.
Yeah, still very impressive.
And Karkat finishes with a official SRL time of 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 10 seconds.
Alright, meanwhile, Paddy making his way up the gauntlet. Let's see if he will be faced with a key dilemma and a second time through here, or if he is lucky.
And it looks like Karkat is in the waiting room, so I'm going to bring him on in. Hello, Karkat. GG.
GG.
Hey,
Karkat.
thanks. Thanks. That was a surprisingly linear seed.
Yeah, it was really nice to you guys.
Mm-hmm. We were kind of speculating on how trolly it could be with the hammer on red pendant land molas, but then it just kind of gave you everything you needed right on the way.
Yeah, it's like, hey, here's everything you need to go to desert, and then everything was in desert. And then it's like, hey, here's everything you need to go to pod, and then flippers were in pod, and then that was pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it worked out. It was,
and also have this tempered sword for no effort.
Oh yeah, that's actually what I was. This is one thing. That's why I opened the chest right before Argus, for example. I was all fancying having to go in with with tempered, and then it just kind of like, hey, with Master Sword, and it's like, hey, here's tempered. I'm just like, well, okay.
Yeah, Patty on his way up to Ganon's tower checked the Super Bunny cave, and he ended up with butter, which he's using now. So
I almost half considered taking those 2 chests, and I ended up not. If I hadn't found tempered, I might have probably done that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, there was definitely a sword upgrade on the way up there too.
Patty was doing sort of a dance of the grab around the block there.
Yeah.
So yeah, good run. Thanks for doing the run again, even though it wasn't necessarily required to happen.
I'm just glad. Well, I mean, I had 1 race left, even though I'm eliminated for sure from groups. But I mean, I'm glad I got to go out with a. I didn't like my last. I like this one. Is one I feel okay with to close out with, I guess.
Yep, seems good. So Patty did not find a small key in any of those chests and has to go back down.
Oh boy, here comes Gauntlet round number 2.
Oh no. Oh yeah, because there's one on the thing. Oh jeez. When I went down that staircase and I saw that glint of gold up on the torch, I was just no.
Yeah, that was a close call.
Fine. It was just like, oh my god, it was awful.
And I think Patty is done.
I got shit to do, GG. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Patty letting us know in the chat that he has better things to do than go searching for a small key. And there we go.
For our biggest, I guess wait till Patty gets here. But what were our biggest divergences? I suppose.
Hello. Let's see. So the biggest divergences. Let me think. You went to Death Mountain much earlier, Karkat.
Yep.
Yeah, sequence broke up there while Patty decided to go with the Dark World and check out a bunch of stuff there first.
Wait.
Patty also dipped into Eastern Palace before anything else, pretty much. Not really before anything else, but much earlier than you ever set foot in there.
Karkat actually go-moded Eastern.
Oh.
Skipping all of 3 rooms. Oh no, I guess 4.
So, Patty,
I just realized I was muted the whole time on my stream. I specifically said I wasn't going to be. I forgot to unmute.
Nice.
Oops.
Oh well. So, Patty, I remember when you went into Eastern.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you if skipping that first chest was intentional.
No, God, no.
Okay.
I forgot about that chest. No, I played this seed like an idiot. It was a good seed, and I played like a dum-dum. I had hookshot and glove the east side of Death Mountain, which had what I needed to advance. Instead, I dinked around and escape in Eastern. So that was dumb. I didn't grab the key in Ganon's tower, even though I specifically thought 2 rooms earlier. It's okay, I can get the key from the pot. I'll be fine. And then I didn't do it. And I don't want to go do that again, so I quit.
Yeah, understandable.
What else did I mess up? I messed up something else that was really stupid.
So wait, you
I
did
don't
right side first, basement then?
No, I did right side second.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
I
he-
just got the big key and mirrored without getting the key in the next stream after the warp.
Yeah, he did, however, not go to Bob or Ice Armos before doing right side.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So then, yeah, you would have one key. Okay.
Yeah. I did something else stupid and I don't remember what it was. I forget.
I'm trying to think here, but I can't really remember anything that sticks out as particularly wrong or stupid to me, at least.
Yeah, it wasn't like a big mistake. It was just something where I was like, well, I should have done this a long time ago. I don't remember what it was. Oh well. Either way, I made a lot of stupid mistakes. The big one being forgetting that I could go to the right side of Death Mountain early, which is probably where you pulled ahead pretty early on, Karkat.
I went to right side of Death Mountain, I think within the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, because you get that stuff right away, and I just
Yeah, and
it
then
just
I
didn't
just
cross my mind.
started to dark route my way up the mountain, and then just kind of went from there.
Yep. Did you find the boots?
No.
Damn.
No, you guys were bootsless the whole way through, and also no flute.
Yep. As soon as I realized that I didn't technically need the flute or the boots, I got real sad.
Yeah. It was a pretty kind seed from the way the items were laid out, but it definitely didn't give you much of a chance to make your overworld travel any quicker.
No, it did not. Oh well, that's fun. Thanks for doing a we already lost but let's do it anyway race with me.
Yeah, thanks for the pointless matchup of the century.
Yeah.
Hey,
Alright. I'm gonna go play a different Zelda game now. You guys have a good night. Thanks for commentating.
sounds like a plan.
Appreciate you.
Anytime. Thanks for racing. As you were saying, it wasn't really strictly necessary, but thanks for you guys still for putting on the show.
I do it for the people, man. It's the only reason I play this game anymore. So sure as hell don't do it for me. Alright, see you guys.
Bye-bye,
GG,
Patty.
Karkat.
GG, thanks.
All right, so thank you all once again for watching. Thank you to both of our runners, Patty, Karkat, for putting on a great show. Thank you to our tracker Volt for keeping track of all these items.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you to you, Herfy Durfy, for doing the commentary with me.
Yeah. It was my pleasure, and thanks to you, of course, Dr. Baptastic. Throw that guy a follow. And if you enjoyed what you saw from both of our runners, please do follow them. I'm sure they'll appreciate it.
Best way to support anybody on here that you like is to give them a follow. It's pretty easy. And with that, we've got plenty of more randomizer action coming your way on all of the Speed Gaming channels coming up. So make sure to keep your eye on the Speed Gaming Network for all the rando that you could stando. And
Yep.
we will see you all at a later occasion. I've been Dr. Bobtastic.
And I've been Herfy Durfy. You guys have a good night. Bye-bye.